Let's go over how to draw the Carnotaurus from Jurassic World. We're going to go through it step by step, and even if you've never drawn before, you should be able to draw this guy, okay? Let's go over this dinosaur together. So, this is a draw along. First thing I'm going to do right here is we're going to start with his most recognizable feature, and that's going to be the horn on his head right here, one of them. Carnotaurus has these like tiny horns right there. That's what it's known for. I think it's also one of the dinosaurs where his skeleton was one of the most complete found, I believe. Line right there. So we have that going around here. This is basically a Sharpie, by the way, just in case you have a question about that. We're gonna go over here now. We're focusing on the head. So we have one horn right there, out, down to the front. Right there. And he's got kind of a squished head, right? His head, when you think of a T-Rex head, it's very like elongated, I would say. Him, it's almost like think of a T-Rex head, but you squish it together. That's kind of the way I think of Carnotaurus, you know, outside of like the horns and stuff. So line over here, line up. Pulling back just a bit over here. Up over here. Curve inward. Right on. So this is kind of over here where the ear is going to be hidden, like when you look at lizards. Over here on this side, out, down, right there for the far end. Curve, curve. Just a little bit of a curve here. I like to throw it up like that. The reason for that is because we really want to kind of make it look like a... Think about your teeth, right? You know when you put your teeth there and the gums cover it up? They kind of curve in and they cover up. The gum grabs your tooth. That's the way I want to do that with this, with the horn. Even though the horn's kind of coming out of his skull, but it's a little bit different. But let's throw a little line over here. A little bit thinner than normal. Down. It's like a ridge that he's going to have. Nostril right here looks like a little comma. Over here on this side. On the bottom right here, let's put the row of teeth. We'll go back to the eye, okay? Line of teeth. And they're sticking out the bottom. I know it's a pretty big debate whether dinosaurs had lips or not. Alright, we have the teeth sticking downward. Now, so we're looking at it as is right now. That's what we got so far. We're going to start from here, this opening of the mouth. Down. Underneath. Like there, it's kind of like a little slide. Like, whoop. Downward right here. And by the way, let me know what movie. Can you name the movie that the Carnotaurus was in? Which Jurassic World movie? Without Googling it. Can you do that? Try it out. Curve here for the back of the jaw. Downward. And then pulling right here. I heard Carnotaurus didn't have that strong of a bite for how big he was. Like in comparison. Curve down. Like I heard his bite force is estimated to be similar to like a lion's, right? But a lion's like way smaller. Zigzag up right here for the teeth aiming up. There we go. And then we want to make him look a little bit 3D, so we want to put some teeth in the back over here. Down over here, up for kind of the eye right there. Well, at least the brow. And then curve line over here for that inner portion of the eye socket. We'll get back to the eye in a second. We're going to follow, see, so now we got to follow the back of the head. So look at the top of the head of what we have. And now over here, we want to make it continue on this side. So out over here, down. Over here underneath. For kind of the throat. A huge mistake when people draw dinosaurs and stuff. They don't draw that throat area. That throat area is really important. Because it kind of connects. This is something with people too. People will just draw like a stick. It looks like a little ball on a stick or something like that. Without, the throat is there, right? To kind of like, it's just there. So you have to kind of draw it. Line over here to make it look more natural. Draw right there. That's his neck. So far, pretty good, right? We got a pretty good, idea of the structure of his head. If you do like this video, by the way, hit the like button. It helps a lot. Or share the video. I'm going to go over here now. Top part of the actual eye. Go over here now. There's a little bit of skin. See, there's a little bit of skin right there, like way lizards have. On the edge corner of the mouth. And we want to fill in the other portion right here. I'm going to fill it in right there. This is going to be a dark portion of the mouth. I'm just going to fill it in like that. Be careful how much you fill it in, because right here some of my teeth are disappearing because I filled it in too well. Dot, 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 dot. The horn has a little bit of striation to it, so we're going to draw a line up right there. Thin line up, thin line down, thin line up, thin line up. A couple of thin lines up. Doesn't have to be exact. You're just drawing a couple of thin lines going up and down to kind of demonstrate there's a texture in that horn right there. And then down the neck right here, we want to draw a line. Line, maybe. Another little line. This is going to have some folding. Think about like you're a Komodo dragon. Or think about maybe like a bearded dragon. Think of like pet lizards. They tend to have that going on there. And then maybe a couple of lines along the side. Imagine the kind of structure that would have. Important thing here would be under the neck right there. See that? We're going to go over here. We're going to put in a shadow pattern. We want to put that shadow pattern on purpose. Why do we want to do that? We want to do that because it grounds out the drawing. It makes it gives it some gravitas. You just put in a dark area there. If you really want to, you can draw a darker area down here. There you go. Then over here along the side, we can draw a little, tends to be drawn with little spikes right there. And if you want at the top. Pretty much, oh yeah, let's go to the eye. Curve over here. Circle right there. And you can leave a highlight right there if you'd like. The parts in between, like these areas, you can usually throw in little curves. See, like, and make them thin if you can. These little curves peppered around certain areas right here. These like little, I don't want to say like little U shapes. And the reason you want to do that is to give it a little bit of an illusion of texture going on. This ridge over here is a little bit bigger, so curve, curve, curve. There we go. And that's it. You got the Carnotaurus. I want to thank you very much. You can add more, by the way. You can add a little more lines around the sides of the eye, and it'll add to it, but you don't want to overdo those like little tiny details like that, because you can overdo them. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next lesson. Give me a dinosaur you want me to draw, and we'll go over it together. Let's get started. Let's get started on the next lesson. Okay, so that was amazing. You finished this lesson, but keep it going. Keep the art practice going by clicking this video right here. It's going to be within the same theme, and you want to keep it rolling to get better and better and better and get that art flow going. So click right here.